bruh, let's actually see it play out. Ori Dev suggests no rest for the wicked will skip Xbox for launch due to market conditions. Now, this is a suggestion, and this is a click-worthy suggestion, by the way. I know if you guys know or not know, when articles like this are written, the headlines and the snapshots are designed to allow for you to in 1 hour. Jez Corden has already gotten 342 likes. The analytics are going to be popping off, right? They know PlayStation is in need of games. Console isn't selling and Game Pass isn't growing. What else do they need? Yeah, right. The game is awesome and beautiful. It's probably too heavy for the Series S. Yeah, right. And that's why GTA 6 hasn't said. If Rockstar did not say anything is wrong with the Series S, every other small dev that insinuates that the Series S is a problem is joking. I'm not saying that, it's not their prerogative. I'm just saying that they're playing with money. That's what they're doing. They are literally looking at money and saying, yeah, let's play around with this entity. With this, currency that we need. I'll read the article because it could be that we're being, baited. Moon Studios' next title, No Rest for the Wicked, might skip Xbox at launch, with the firm suggesting a focus on PlayStation after looking at the numbers. Okay, celebrated Ori and Blind Forest developer Moon Studios has offered an update on the status of the Xbox version for their follow-up, No Rest for the Wicked. No Rest for the Wicked is a top-down RPG with gorgeous visuals and tight combat. Takes cues from Diablo and weaves them with a high skill ceiling. You know you're making a Diablo-like game, and you won't put it on the console where the owner of the Diablo game is going to sell Diablo copies. Don't cry out here and say, was this not the studio that was talking about how they may have to go through some financial? Let's go ahead and let's find that. Let's find it. Ori devs shut down finances. Let's see if we can pull the articles up. There we go. Ori developer Moon Studio is not shutting down. They're facing significant financial trouble. The same Windows Central that wrote this article that we're just reading just now wrote the Jez Corden, Ori and the Blind Forest studio head says they could be forced to shut down due to the impact of negative Steam reviews for No Rest for the Wicked. Ladies and gentlemen, just remember your headlines. They're usually not too far apart. Sometimes they may give you like an extra month in terms of the grand scheme of things. But once you can just pretty much go back and identify, you see that everybody sings a different song, right? That is, in a sense, convenient for them. This article of the thing maybe skipping Xbox, it's all marketing, guys. This is, I will boldly now throw the tinfoil hat on and say this is marketing so that we would remember that the game is alive, so that we would maybe possibly console war over it and put it in the algorithm. All bets are off, man, because I think at this point in time, developers have got to play PsyOps if they really got to beat Fortnite. I'm being stupid, guys. Why am I like this? Rewarding precision and patience, much like Ori before it. The game's dark handcrafted. I don't care about that. Xbox fan fond of Ori and the Blind Forest, Will of Woods, might have been wondering when No Rest for the Wicked might show up on their preferred platform. So, if so, I have some potentially bad news. All right, lay it on us, buddy. Because before I even go in, if you play on Xbox, you do know that the potential bad news is actually for the developer, right? Because you've got the money. And they need the money. Not just want the money, they need money. You got to understand that very, very fundamentally. In my comments on No Rest for the Wicked's Discord, Moon Studio CEO Thomas Mahler offered an update on the console versions of the game, noting that Xbox is the lowest priority behind the Switch 2 and PS5 for console versions. That is a lie from the pit of hell. I can already tell you that is a financial lie from the pit of hell. Mahler said he planned to discuss things with Microsoft to see what makes sense for Xbox. All right, let's see. Wild news today, as No Rest for the Wicked might skip the Xbox. That just depends on what seems to make sense for the platform. PS5 and Switch 2 confirmed. I wonder if this is more just Xbox becoming a PC at this point or whatnot. This is from Ginger Prime. What do y'all think? Because Mahler says, by the way, given the current market conditions, we might only release for PS5 and potentially Switch 2 for the time being. We'll have to discuss things with Microsoft to see what makes sense for Xbox. In a follow-up post, Mahler clarified that No Rest for the Wicked will ultimately ship on all platforms, but likely not at the same time. Bruh, this brother is trying to pretty much go ahead and cover their bases for having to want to quickly ship the quickest version first, PS5, Switch 2, one SKU, and then do the hard work for the Series S, because just like the Baldur's Gate 3 developers, they're a small team, or they want to hold Xbox hostage to give them a little bit of support so that you may see the game on Game Pass or something weird like that. This is all weird tactics. I have never seen a developer school, which is probably this new school of devs, that are so whiny and complaining about everything in the market. That's why y'all are getting beaten into the ground by Rockstar, the multi-billion-dollar company. This is why Rockstar is going to be a trillion-dollar company, because y'all keep talking smack while they keep making money on the platform that you're over here saying that you might not ship with. What makes sense for Xbox? Man, these guys really do believe the the things that they sniff. Bring your game out. I'm over here chatting with with one of my developers, and I'm like, dude, man, so here's how we're going to do this with animations. And he's like, yeah, animations are going to cost so much money. Let's just do this. He's advising me on ways to save money because he just knows that this product is going to scale like crazy. Can you imagine after all this stress, I'm like, I don't know if Xbox makes sense. Bro, I would be elated to bring my game to the Xbox community. Xbox community is blessed with a huge gaming community. You think I'm saying that I'm actually citing another developer who once said that their game might not show up to Xbox, who then eventually, somehow flipped their minds in 2024. Here it is. In No Trailer Last Song, we believe that Xbox is blessed with a huge gaming community, and we would love to release a No Trailer on your platform as fast as possible, as we spent a lot of money and resources to make it happen. But this task is nearly impossible, with Microsoft taking months to reply to us when we have a game ready for submission. They all talk a big game. That's the challenge here. So if Jez, who wrote article, was he the one who wrote this article or the one that wrote who wrote article A about, it seems like they need money, and is now writing article B of, it seems like they're not going to take money. Well, let's just see it all work out. I'm here for it. I just can't believe the things that I'm reading. Is this supposed to be clickbait? Or is this guy is Mahler truly serious about this? He might be. Bro might be truly serious. He could be. Do you really think that with Matt Piscatella coming out to inform you all that 30% of gamers, doesn't matter what platform they're on, are not going to buy your game, are not going to buy a game, and then only about 12% on that platform are going to have to then fight over all the other titles that may be coming out to potentially think about your game? Do you really think that it matters where you're putting the game? Do you really think so? Because even on Nintendo Switch 2, they're playing Fortnite. These children are playing Fortnite. Can somebody inform this cat that he needs to just not say stuff? Like, sure, do what you want. It's your game. But, man, just don't say these things. Because the data is just going. I would think you'll have a guy or a gal in your, in your pocket, in your corner there in your company that's looking at the data and saying, yo, we cannot afford to not have an Xbox launch. Even Baldur's Gate 3 with their early access, their successful launch, their PlayStation's launch, still dropped in the last minute of the year an Xbox version of that game. That's crazy. Given the current market conditions, bro, the current market conditions is that no one would probably buy your game. That's the current market conditions. And this is not unique to you. It's not that your game isn't good. Your game is a good game. It's just that Fortnite will bludgeon your game, and Call of Duty will pummel it, and GTA 5 Online will kick it in the shin and its ribs. And then Roblox is there to basically do a SummerSlam on it. And then when freaking Minecraft is done, it's going to be a caricature of sales that you could have achieved, because the market is no longer really there for developers to go ahead and sit there and say in a follow-up post on X, Mala clarified that No Rest for the Wicked will ultimately ship on all platforms, but likely not at the same time. With PS5 making the most sense based on the numbers. No, based on his numbers. That's what he's able to pull off. Because the Series S is sitting over there. Is No Rest for the Wicked not Steam Deck verified? Hold on. No Rest for the Wicked. Steam Deck verified. Yes, it's Steam Deck verified. This means the game has been tested to work seamlessly on the Steam Deck. Oh, okay. So it's Steam Deck verified, yet we will say this. We can't even call the Series S. I just call bogusness. I have no problem against this cat, but I just feel like developers need to sit through an MBA. Like these creative directors and studio leads, they need to sit through business training and PR classes. I kid you not. I kid you not. These early access devs that are taking early access money, Baldur's Gate 3's own guy that was talking nonsense about Game Pass. You guys, did y'all forget him? The one that was basically talking with the Weird West developer who gave his game on Amazon Prime Gaming for free. Where they came out and we're talking all that, rando stuff. These devs need to just focus on their game and shut up. Goodness. So someone said, please confirm. He said, nothing to confirm. You want to support the consoles and just looking at the numbers. PS5 makes the most sense at the moment. Will ultimately ship on all platforms, but not likely at the same time. Mahler also clarified his initial comments. The opportunity of PlayStation is vast, but Xbox still has some tricks up its sleeves. Bro, it's more than tricks. It's certainly true that PlayStation boasts the largest console audience as of writing, although I would have expected No Rest for the Wicked to potentially over-index on Xbox due to Moon Studios' fandom therein. Xbox also has reported growth on PC and cloud gaming with Play Anywhere, Xbox Game Pass, and Stream Your Own Game initiatives, although it's still likely to be smaller overall than the opportunity presented by PlayStation. What opportunity? Console sales is not going to save you. I hope you know that. So I hope this article was just for entertainment more than anything else. Because if it's anything more than that, I just don't see the data. You would think, though, okay, hold on. If we assess this game, beautiful game, by the way. I'm just waiting for it to get out of early access, right? I usually don't buy games in early access. I don't know why. I guess I'm like, well, when the game is done, because I mean, time. It's a time thing, isn't it? So it's a beautiful game. I've seen the gameplay. I've seen the previews. I've seen everything. In fact, I've added it to my cart once or twice, and I was like, well, early access, I don't know. Right? But its sales on PC, in terms of Steam, and I think Epic Games, have not necessarily uprooted the entire gaming space. Compared to Baldur's Gate 3, did these guys have a GOG, No Rest for the Wicked, No Rest for the Wicked on Good Old Games? Do they have a Good Old Games, whatever? The game seems to be promising. I really hope. Is it here? Is it on Good Old Games, or is it on the forums? Okay, they're just talking about it. Vote to help bring it to Good Old Games and preserve it. The votes are only at 498. So about 500 people want for it to come to Good Old Games. The excitement surrounding this game on PC doesn't seem to be close to what Baldur's Gate 3 was able to harness. There's a lot that needs to be said here. I'm out, man. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.